Hi, everyone. It's Don Sanders, and I'm excited that you are here to join Tiffany and I from Distributor Central and our last webinar of the year, which is going to be a good topic: sell 1,000 orders in 2022, which I don't think anybody would say they did not want to do that. And when I was selling promotional products back the way I was, when we had our company going up and running, I did sell 1,000 orders a year because that was about 2.5 orders a day. And I was able to do that, and it's possible. So I'm going to tell you how to do that after we look at all the great supplier logos on the screen right now. These are all suppliers that I have known for years and will never, ever let you down. So with that said, the reason that I think that the best way to sell 1,000 orders is to maintain standards. I think a lot of distributors don't have standards. They let customers push them around, or they do things that they wouldn't do in other circumstances in desperation trying to get orders. And if you have standards, you don't put up with guff from anybody, and particularly customers, because if you let them push you around, you're going to get nowhere. So I have standards of a strong brand presence. I have a strong belief system. I'm not intimidated by customers, nor so much suppliers. I walk away from bad orders all the time. I eliminate bad customers. That means I don't deal with people that are ugly. And I sell my orders for strong suppliers. Two being on the screen right now: Burlacamp and Logomats. Strong suppliers that will never let you down. So with standards in place, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is to not be a junk seller. There are too many junk selling distributors already. They are people that get out and they will do anything to get an order, even if they don't even make any money on it. If you look on the screen right now, I'm saying that junk sellers on their cards will say, call us for a quote. Well, I don't give quotes. I give prices. We match all prices. Well, I don't match other people's prices. You pay what I tell you or go away. I don't offer thousands of products. I don't know how many products that I sell, but I don't tell people that I can get them anything on the earth. And I don't say I don't charge for rush service, because I do. And I don't give people a discount on their first order. I'm not going to start off cheap, because once you go cheap, you're not ever going to come back. So don't be a junk seller. Start carrying and sell more orders. That means you talk about product quality and you explain differences in products to people that you're dealing with. And I'll give you a perfect example about selling umbrellas. Southern Plus is who I sell umbrellas for. They're a fine supplier. They will not sell you junk products. There are too many suppliers that will do that, and they will sell you things just to get your business. Like, are you selling blowback umbrellas? A lot of distributors don't even know what a blowback umbrella is. That's one that blows back in the wind and the rain. And I'll bet you didn't know that umbrellas have more than 70 working parts. Inexpensive versions have steel ribs, spreaders, and hinge points. They're not windproof and they blow up easily. Golf umbrellas must have fiberglass or wood shafts. Ones that have metal shafts, you can get killed in a lightning storm if you were out playing golf. And tips will break on cheap umbrellas. So if a customer comes to you and says, well, Don, I can get those umbrellas cheaper, ask them those questions. And I guarantee you they're going to say, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, is that how it is? That's how I deal with junk sellers, by facts and selling quality products. I bet your clients do not know those things that I just mentioned. And one of the best ways to learn about products is to learn from suppliers. And Brandon Craig is the sales manager for Southern Plus. He's one of my dear friends. If you will email him, brandon@southernplus.com, he will do little product presentations for you and teach you how to handle junk sellers. He will tell you about the differences in their golf umbrellas, their chairs, their bags, etc. He's a stand-up guy, and he can teach you how to deal with junk sellers. Another way to deal with them is knowing your products. A lot of people don't have any idea about where the products come from. Snuggs has Thermos, and I am pitching Thermos today as an alternative to Yeti, because Yeti is almost impossible to get. Thermos is readily had at Suggs, which can ship out at once. And there's a little history about the thermos product. I saw that in a magazine I take about antiques, and there's an old image of a bunch of thermoses back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So if you're looking for an alternative, the Yeti thermos from Suggs is the way to go. Now, Tiffany is going to talk to you now for a little bit about different topics with Distributor Central. They are the finest web service provider that I know in this industry, and she will teach you how to use cutting edge technology to increase your business. Are you there, Tiffany?
I'm here, Don. Thanks so much. Happy December, everyone. I'm really excited to see this year wrap up and see what 2022 holds. So I'm getting really excited about January. But so Don's talking about how you're going to sell 1,000 orders in 2022, and 1,000 orders means a lot more paperwork and a lot more coordination. And so I'm going to show you some things inside Distributor Central order management system that should help you streamline your overall process and help you streamline your workflow. Distributor Central has a really great order management system that we don't talk enough about that will help you manage your artwork, your proof approval systems for your customers. And it will also integrate with things like QuickBooks to help you to be able to create quotes very easily, turn those quotes into orders, and manage your customer correspondence and relationship, as well as email reorder reminders. So I'm going to touch on some of those topics today. In addition, I'll touch a little bit on websites as well. But if anybody has any questions that they know that they've got about Distributor Central before I share those tools with you, please just feel free to send those into the question section, into the chat section, and I will make sure to cover those or answer those for you as we go along. Donna, you want to take it back?
I do. Well, I've known Tiffany forever, and she is so bright on things, and Distributor Central stays ahead of these other service providers, I think, better than anyone else. And Tiffany's going to come back and share her screen with you in a little bit more in the webinar where we change over, and she can show you some really cool things if we're capable of doing that, which I think we are. And what I want to ask you now is, what do you think will happen to prices going forward? I remember, what was it, 2 years ago when we had the Chinese tariff thing? That just disrupted our order flow. But right now, we're not so much in pricing, it's tariffs. It's not tariffs, it's inventory issues. And I get emails all the time from suppliers that says, check with factory for current inventory issues or shortages. I don't want to deal with suppliers that I have to check with. It's hard enough to sell this stuff, much less running around here having to worry about if the supplier has the products. Now, I'm going to rag on mega suppliers here a little bit because they really don't have any control over delivery. These huge suppliers have messed this up because their orders are on these ships, which are not being loaded in time. And a supplier like Quickie, which is top of the line, their orders don't arrive on ships because their products are made in Akron, Ohio. So what I do is I take several few suppliers and I sell for them. I tell my customers that, you know what, I can get these products, some of the other ones I cannot. And like Quickie has invented the original Quick Coin. I believe that's 1946. It could be 48, but I am pretty close. Quickie is a stand-up supplier, and they return calls promptly. They don't have job-hopping customer service people like these mega suppliers. They're family-owned. They give you a prompt order acknowledgement, and everything's American-made. And they've won all kinds of awards from ASI and PPAI, and they have a full selection of magnets, key tags, and bag tags, and they have magnets ready to ship. info@quickie.com if you want any of these American-made samples. And when I'm talking to you about avoiding mega suppliers, that scares me when these big suppliers can't get orders. They use customer service that's offshore, that you can't understand the people. So I sell for another great supplier is Gympire. Harvey Mackler owns Gympire. There is his direct dial phone number on the screen right there. And you can email Harvey at gympire.com. He owns that company, and he will respond to you. Try and get a mega supplier owner on the phone. You don't even know who owns those hedge funds that own those companies. And what I want to ask you, are you going to get a better burger at the hamburger place to the left of the screen or from Burger King? I'm going to go with the family-owned burger myself. And if you look to the left, Chimpire guarantees nearly everything that they do and will never let you down. That's how I sell orders today in this economy. That, and I qualify quickly and effectively. The biggest mistake that distributors make is they sell inferior prospects. They spend time working on orders with people that are not even buyers. Now, I've used this photograph before in my webinars, and look at the man and woman here are at a deli, and there's two ways to look at this. That guy could be sampling 19 different types of cheeses before even deciding what he wants on his sandwich. Or the woman could be talking about ordering a sandwich and just giving these guys a runaround. Or they could be there tasting for a wedding, which would be a big order for that deli. So do you think the two men have found out and qualified them, or are they just sitting there giving them free samples all day? I'll bet they know what these people are looking for. What you've got to determine is, are you dealing with buyers or lookers? Find out fast. And the wrong way to do business is to accommodate bad communicators, anybody requiring bids. Anybody sends me something and says, Don, can you give us a bid? I'll go, no, I can give you a price. I have standards, as you too. And I'm going to give you an example from a distributor that emailed me last week looking for some drinkware. She was not qualifying her prospect at all. She emailed me and said, which supplier has the best pricing on to-go cups? Well, there's only about 4 million different choices of to-go cups. So I said, depends on what you are looking for. And she comes back and says, gave them the price, and they said they needed them cheaper. I said, well, what size do they want? She says, well, I didn't ask them that. How can you sell an order if you don't know the facts? Then I ask her, what quality are they looking for? Do not know. This person is out here trying to sell drinkware without knowing the facts. Qualify everybody before you deal with them. And I've got two great graphics on the screens right now. There's a discount voucher, for Innovation Line, which is a top supplier. And they've got a great little one-day ship product. They've got a bunch of like 105 products that will ship immediately. This little magnetic clip, which goes on filing cabinets, that's an old product, but that is something that people would use. If you'd like to have samples of that, you can email me at the end of the show and I'll get those for you. But Innovation Line is a great supplier to use after you've qualified your prospects. Now, if you compete with cheaper sellers, they say, I have the lowest prices of the year. Well, David Blaze is my friend. I have known him forever. He operates a smarteqp.com program, or he is part of that. And if you need lower pricing, don't be calling up suppliers and beating them up on pricing. David Blaze can get you in quantity pricing with over 100 suppliers. Let him fool with that. His program costs about $75 a month. If you don't have $75 a month, you should not be selling promotional products. Email David at smarteqp.com and he will email you the particulars about getting pricing, better pricing. Let him fool with that. You don't go to shows and run around all over the place asking suppliers for cheaper pricing. Let him do it. Now, program selling is something which distributors are really lame on. And I can say that because I was not a good program seller myself. I wished I had been better when I was selling all the promotional products I did. But Edwards is a top old line supplier, founded in 1867. And they've been around with the same type of companies as Fruit of the Loom, Dickies, Levi's, and they are a wonderful supplier. Brett Guerin, my friend, whose picture's on the screen, he can teach you how to sell continuous uniform programs. And here are questions that you can ask companies that you approach about selling their uniforms. That's hotels, casinos, cleaning services that clean offices at night, There are the questions. I am not going to read them out to you, but those are the informational questions you need to have answered when you go to work on uniform sales. Don't be like that drinkware person. Now, you can get uniforms for any business. Therefore, just like I mentioned, casinos, you can get custom made products like Dunkin' Donuts has their jackets made by Bishop, which is owned by Edwards. You can get custom aprons, custom clothing. Be Garen at edwardsgarment.com for uniform selling ideas. Edwards has a great website. I use great suppliers like Snugs has a great website, Innovation Line does, but Edwards has one of the best in the business where you can get virtual samples, create your own sell sheets, get spec sheets to tell your customers what the uniforms consist of. You can make your own e-catalogs. You can create an Edwards e-catalog, and you can even get printed catalogs, 2022 printed catalogs. And I've got several suppliers that have got those. I'm going to mention those later to you. But Brett can do a program selling presentation for you, 20 minutes. Be Garen at edwardsgarment.com. He can teach you how to sell a casino uniform program. So call him. He's a great guy. Now, I'm going to tell you not to be a street seller. Street selling to me is out making cold calls. I do not make unsolicited cold calls. I never had. I find new customers from my neighbors. My neighbor, when I moved into my house 10 years ago that I live now, he was the buyer for a huge hedge fund company in Dallas, and I got Warren's business, and he bought over $100,000 a year from me because the promotional products distributor he was dealing with let him down on an order, and I got his business by he being my neighbor. Social media contacts, I'm a good networker. You should be too. I do a lot of mailing programs. 35% of my business comes from referrals, and I do volunteer work. I am not a street seller. And Snugsy is a great supplier. I've told you that. They have a box program right now, boxcar custom packaging, where you can put different products in boxes and then send these out to customers. This is a great thing if you're looking for custom box programs. And another way that I keep away from street selling is I use product videos to make calls. I post these things on my LinkedIn and on my Facebook account. Southern Plus has 87 different product videos on their website. You can go in and strip up the YouTube, the URL that you can send your customers with an image. I post these things all over my social media. That's the way I get business, not by street selling. And here's another thing that I've done. I talk about mats in every one of these presentations, and Logo Mats is a great supplier. I posted this dirty facts information on my Facebook page, and Robert Gossett, who ran Grand Bank, saw that, and he says, Don, you know, we rent our mats. I didn't know that they kept germs out of our buildings like that. I ended up selling him 12 $225 mats. Then they ordered another 12, and I got that order simply by posting dirty facts on my Facebook account. Samples of mats, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. Another way to sell 1,000 orders is to have accounts established already with suppliers. Distributors email me all the time saying, Don, can you help me with an order with this supplier? I don't have an account with them. I need to get it out. They want me to fill out a credit application. They want me to prepay. Well, you should have thought about that in the first place. Don't waste time filling out account applications at the time of sale. Get a bunch of suppliers you like and fill out their credit application like that Logo Mats application. Do that now, so when you sell those orders, you'll be able to get them turned, not waste time filling out account applications. And after you fill out that account application with Logo Mats, they send you the greatest little sample kit. You see the pieces on the screen right there, catalog, swatch kits, 3 little sample mats, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com for that sample kit. But I'm telling you, don't wait around to establish accounts with suppliers. Now, another thing that I think Tiffany's going to mention to you in a little bit are building guaranteed shipment sites. If you want to service your customers and are guaranteed their orders will ship, Just put products on one of DC's dedicated sites. Here's one for me, guaranteed shipment. Has my logo up there, my Don Sanders marketing card. All the products on these sites I know can be delivered because you just put products down from Innovation Line. Snugs has guaranteed products. There's a bunch of suppliers. That's how you get people to place orders with you and be able to fulfill them. And there's a great $5 off an order coupon from Distributor Central on the screen right now. I bet you didn't know that you can save money on orders placed on their order processing service. Now, USA Made keeps buyers buying. Build a USA Made site. That makes you look like you care about things. You're in the know. So build USA Made sites with products from American made suppliers. Here's 3 of them right here. Quickie, who I've talked about. ID Line. They have buttons. They have paper coasters. Best name badge company in the industry. And Burlacamp. I love Burlacamp. I'm going to tell you about Ken Burlacamp in a little bit. But USA Made keeps buyers buying. These products are more available. So build a USA Made site on Distributor Central. Update your PPE sites. I know that these grabbers were a hot thing about a year and a half ago. Well, I am telling you, these viruses are coming and going, and I think there's going to be some kind of illness, sickness. Can we touch things? Can we breathe things? I think this is going to go on forever. So use Snugs for sanitizer. It's going to come back. Or email Burlacamp, sales@burlacamp.com, and get one of their little grabbers. Show these to your customers in the winter months because germs are going to be everywhere more than ever. And I'm not talking about getting the COVID, I'm talking about getting the flu. And the flu, if you get it, it is not a good thing. That grabber right there will keep you from touching things. Show these to your customers because this is going to be an industry that's going to exist forever. PPE products. I use American-based suppliers who use American-based customer service. I'm not kidding you on this. There's about 10 of these big suppliers that offshore their customer service to Manila. Well, you cannot understand those folks. They don't call you back. They do not have expertise in products. But here are 3 suppliers. ID Line, I talked to you about the name badges. They are in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Quickie is in Akron, Ohio. And Trainter is in Syracuse, Indiana. Every customer service person they have is based in their factory and knows what they're doing. You want to sell 1,000 orders? Use suppliers that you can talk to and can communicate with. Let's talk about seasonal selling. A lot of distributors wait too long in the year to sell different products. Get ahead of the game, like selling golf products. I've talked about Harvey before. There's his picture. Harvey's really a nice man, Harvey Mackler. He has a great line of golf accessories. Start selling those in March. Get ahead of your competitors by selling those golf products in March, not waiting around to the summertime. Just like umbrellas. If you're going to start selling umbrellas in the spring, start selling them in March. Use Southern Plus for those. Sell products ahead of your competitors. Now, selling historic suppliers. Burlacamp is one. I've known Ken Burlacamp forever. He was going to be on this webinar, but he has laryngitis, so I am going to talk for him. They started in 1929 with $4.50. His grandfather started Burlacamp, and there's some really cool old pictures of them working booths at the Palmer House. Ken at a show in the middle there, maybe he's what 13, 14. Kim about maybe 30 on the right, and Ken today. That's a family-owned supplier, and they are dependable. And they have a whole line of plaques. If you need inexpensive plaques, Burlacamp's got them. But they have a reputation to protect. Big holding company, the suppliers, they don't care. There's one of them, and I'm not going to mention them. They're late on everything they do. People rag them to death on these chat sites, but people keep giving them orders. And why they do, I don't. I'd rather give my orders to Burlacamp. Now, a lot of distributors go it alone. The way to do this is to be part of a group. I mentioned David Blaze and his EQP program while ago with the Smart EQP idea if you wanted the better pricing. But you can also be part of a group when you join his program, and you get on a chat service with other distributors. Every day somebody comes up and says, I need help with this. You know, where can I get this? Where can I get that? And others, your peers who are in this group, will answer those questions for you. You can email David at smarteqp.com, and you can confer with other smart independent distributors, share ideas. There's even been distributors bought and purchased off of this group. I don't know how to tell you anymore, but for $75 a month, this will put you ahead of the game by not going it alone. Now, I signal customers. I have learned about the Signal app the other day, and what I've done with the Signal app, I was not familiar with it, but a friend of mine said, Don, are you on Signal? So what I did is I opened an account with Signal, and I sent my happy Thanksgiving greeting right there, my little man, my little emoji or whatever we call me. I sent that to 13 clients who were on Signal, and you can't believe it, 10 of them sent me a Thanksgiving greeting back. That is how to bond. Bonding brings business, and Signal is just a cross platform for communication. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait here about another 3 or 4 days, and I'm going to send Santa there. And let's see how many responses I get back from suppliers I didn't even know were on Signal. This is out of the box thinking. This is not street selling. This is electronic selling, electronic bonding. Great coupon up there at the top for Trainer for a free die charge. And Edwards, who I talked to you about, they have those uniform programs. They have a great sampling program. Now, I mail the heck out of customers all the time. Mailing will be back. There's Harvey again. Harvey will never treat you wrong. And there's a great coupon for Harvey there on the screen, too, a rebate coupon. Harvey Mackler at Gempire has mail promotions that are already set. These programs you're looking on the screen, they come with a card. They would be imprinted with your logo on them. They would have a product. You can mail these repetitively to prospects and then call them on the phone and try and schedule a meet, a phone conference, etc. I use self-promo mailers from Gempire. It's Harvey at Gempire.com. Great way to increase your presence. Just like Southern Plus, they have 42 custom flyers on their website. There's one up here on the right, the top right, I believe, has my logo on it. You can personalize those with your logo, email, text these to your customers, run them off, get a JPEG of it, run it on a jump drive, take it up to the quick copy and have you 500 color copies made, and just mail the heck out to a list of prospects you've created. Sending and mailing is the way to stay in front of customers. Now, referrals should be 35% of your business. I know that that is the way to sell 1,000 orders. You can't constantly be looking for new customers. You've got to have somebody when you're down in the dumps and you lost a deal to one of these price cutters, that pulls you right back up. If you get an email from a longtime customer or somebody that emails you and says, you know what, Don, I got your name from so-and-so. I need to buy some of those hats that you sold them. Can you sell them to me? That is how you do big order selling. We would get 35% of our business from referrals, and you should too. And you get referrals by offering great service, praising people, contacting them often, getting personal, and offering creative ideas. And there are two great flyers right there on the screen from Quickie. They have key tags. They've got these great little eco coasters they've come out with, and they sell event badges. I am going to go on and on about Quickie because Mike Burns owns that supplier, and I'm telling you, they are stand up and will never treat you poorly. They will do the right thing from you. Now, I'm talking about doing touches to create referrals. I've talked about Harvey again. I promise this is the last time you have to see his picture again, but he is a dynamic person. Gempire has cards that you can send, business cards, thank you cards. Here's the front page of the card, says your attention, please. What I do is I have those cards that I get from Harvey with my logo on it. And then my business card. One of the best business cards I've ever had in my life are my lens cleaning cloths from Cloth Promotions. You're seeing them on the screen. There's one up above you can see, which was a holiday greeting that I would send out. I would take those cards, fold them. I would take those lens cleaning cloths, fold them up, put them inside one of these cards, and mail them to customers and prospects. When somebody opens the card, the cloth falls out in their lap. A dramatic way to make a contact. You can get card samples from Harvey at Gempire, which I've told you how to get hold of him before, and you can get lens cleaning cloth samples from Cloth Promotions. I've known them for 10 years, and their cleaning cloths are the best in the industry. And to be specific on that, there's my cloth in a pouch, which I would use when I was out making calls. Now, if I was mailing them in the card, I would take them out of the cloth. So when the cards open up, they fall out and the whole cloth falls out. I just think that's a better, little bit more dynamic. And here's another cloth I've had down there at the bottom with my colorful shoes that I'll use in my marketing. This is the best business card I think I've ever used in my life. And there's a self-promotion piece for Cloth Promotions. You can email them. There's their 800 number, 888-776-2675. You can call them and ask them to send you some samples. Use business cards that people think are unique and will use. Not cheap paper cards with all those crazy slogans about I'm a cheap seller, I'll beat any price, etc. Have standards. One of the standards you can have is having a strong brand presence. Now I'm going to rest myself now, and I'm going to let Tiffany talk to you. And please listen to her. She can help the heck out of you. Are you there, Tiffany?
I am. Thanks, Don, for giving me some time here in the middle of the session. But so some of the things that we don't always talk enough about, or I don't talk enough about in these webinars, is our order management system. And our order management system, and you're going to be able to see my screen in just a second, is really, really, really good. And it's a way that you can use Distributor Central to not only find and source products and have really nice websites that your customers can use as an e-commerce site to purchase from, but it can also save you time and energy. So tools that Distributor Central has from an order management standpoint is if you're using Distributor Central to create a quote for your customer. So you found a great item that you want to send over to your customer. The easiest, and you know that they're going to end up buying it, or they're going to end up buying something from the product suggestions that you send over to them. One of the easiest ways to do that is to take your Distributor Central account and get those product collections together that you're going to email over to your customer and just create it as a quote. So it'll give you the ability to choose your customer's contact information so the quote looks really nice, to add your logo to it, to get the pricing. You can even edit the pricing. But once you've created a quote, it's going to save it as a quote number. And you can put their contact information in. And then all you would need to do once you've created the quote is you would take that quote number and you can just easily turn it into an order so that you're not having to take that information again and re-key it into Distributor Central or into any other system, or even just typing an email. You can just take that quote and just convert it over to an order. And then without having to do anything else, you're sending that quote over to the supplier for manufacturing. You can add the distributor or your customer's logo to it if you've created a virtual proof, but it's just within a click of a button. You've done the work once, they're ready to go, and you can convert it over to an order to send to the supplier for manufacturing. And there are several suppliers that will actually give you a discount of up to $5 on your order for doing it that way. One of the reasons that that happens is that because then once it gets into their systems that way, they have the ability through some integrations to give you product or order status updates, notification, and shipping. So that's a really great way that you can save time and energy by using your Distributor Central account to do the work once and then move it over to an order for manufacturing and then to be able to keep track of that order. Other tools that Distributor Central gives you within your account is once you have actually created an order, this is basically what an order would look like. You can also use Distributor Central's proof approval system. And I've seen a lot of systems through the industry on both the supplier side and the distributor side. And our proof approval system is really, really second to none. All you would need to do is add the proof that if your supplier sent it to you via email or a different way, or if you created it, you can add that proof to the order, and it's going to generate your customer an email that allows them to either approve, not approve, approve with changes, and it will keep a file, it will keep a log of all of those details so that you're not having to dig through your emails and waste more time to find out who approved it, when they approved it, did you get all the changes. Your proof approval system will keep track of that for you. Another nice thing about the proof approval system is it will also manage your artwork, so you're not having to store your art file somewhere else or pay for artwork storage or file storage. You can manage that all within your Distributor Central account. We provide all of that storage at absolutely no cost as well. So using something that's got a embedded or like generated tracking system will save you tons of time in digging around for old artwork or old orders or emails back and forth on proof approval systems. It will streamline that process for you. And if you have any questions about any of those things, our staff is more than happy to help. And we've got video tutorials and training sessions, and I'm just kind of touching on some of the high points. Another really great reason to use Distributor Central's order management system is a reorder reminder system. So once your customer has done an order with you, you can schedule yourself a date for maybe next year or the 6 months out that will send them an automatic email notification with their artwork that they have done on a previous order that will remind them or trigger them that they need to order that product again. Maybe it's pens that they have to order every 12 months or name badges. The reorder reminder system will alleviate you from having to remember to do that independently, help your customer save time by not also having to remember to do that independently, and it will give you an automated system to trigger your customers to buy more products from you. So those are ways that your Distributor Central account can help you to save time and streamline your production system. If you're going to be doing 1,000 orders a year, I would always be looking for ways that I could streamline my system. Another streamline is if you're using something like QuickBooks for your accounting package. Distributor Central has a new and upgraded integration with your QuickBooks accounting package to make that processing is easier as well. So if you're using QuickBooks to manage your own finances and your business finances, our upgraded QuickBooks integration will make a difference there as well. Another way that you can streamline your selling process in 2022 is again by using websites. And Dawn's talked a lot about selling before the season or niche markets and not having thousands of suppliers that you're trying to dig through product data on. And it's also overwhelming to customers as well to have to dig through hundreds of thousands of products. Your Distributor Central account will give you a free way that you can filter your website down to your preferred vendors, so the suppliers you want to do business with, maybe because you do have an EQP set up with them, or maybe because you know that they're going to get that product out faster for you because of your relationship with them. But Distributor Central will give you the ability to create niche market websites, customer-focused websites, a general website that you can customize to help your customers buy products from the suppliers that you're really wanting them to buy from. So it's helping your customers save time by not having to weed through things that might not be suppliers that you necessarily want to do business with. And again, everything that we do at Distributor Central start to finish is 100% free, from the hosting to the order management system to any additional integrations and tools. You can use your Distributor Central account to save you energy and time and get a discount from placing orders to suppliers, and streamline your workflow processes. I know that there's a lot of things that we provide, and one of the best things that Distributor Central has that is a resource to you is help.distributorcentral.com. just like I was talking about creating a quote or an order, you can use Distributor Central, help.distributorcentral.com, and anything that you type in is probably got a help document or a video tutorial on how to do any function that Distributor Central offers. So if you need help, our support team is always ready to help. If you need help getting a website going, email us at info@distributorcentral.com. If you want to research some of the tools and technology that Distributor Central provides, help.distributorcentral.com is a great resource, or you can always reach out to me as well. So Distributor Central does more than just websites and search. It's got a full functioning order management system that will really help you save time and energy and stay in front of your customers more efficiently in 2022. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to send a chat in. Reach out to us at info@distributorcentral.com. Don?
Tiffany, that was just great.
I'm gonna
take my screen.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
I think so. So I'm gonna flip this back over to Don, but I'm gonna be here so you can send in any questions. I can help answer them as we go along.
Okay. Well, Tiffany is not shining you on anything. I've known her for a very long time, and I've known Distributor Central, and they are the best at this service, and I would highly recommend them. And you can email Tiffany. I've got her email address. It'll be shown at the end of the presentation, and you can get a hold of her very easily by just emailing her. Now, I'm going to talk to you about conquering the coffee market. Distributors email me all the time, and they ask me, Don, I'm having a hard time meeting decision makers. How do I find decision makers? I can't get in buildings. I can't see people. Well, I've talked to you about not street selling, but selling with people that you have a relationship with is different to me than street selling. So maybe there's a local coffee bar or a coffee place in your neighborhood that you go to. This is a huge business. Well, if you do business in there, go up there and chat up the owner, because the owner is usually going to be at a family-owned business, particularly a coffee bar. And Trainter has the wraps that go around coffee cups to keep you from burning your hand. Jimpire has seed paper coffee wraps. Same thing, but you can plant them and it will grow plants. And Sticker U, who I always use for my stickers, has write on stickers, which can go to write names on stickers. And when someone comes to get their coffee at the checkout, they know which coffee is there because their name is written on it. Or you can write on labels if you're selling bulk coffee. So I'm going to talk about getting to decision makers. Another way to get to decision makers is by calling on realtors. I've talked about this in the last couple of my webinars about selling signs to realtors. Realtors need signs for open houses. Sticker U has signs that can be die cut into any shape. So if you want to meet a decision maker, go to an open house that a realtor is having and just chat them up. You can talk to them about outdoor mats. They need mats for open houses. Or you can talk about them doing custom made signs to point out their open houses. Now, these yard event signs are everywhere now, caused by COVID, where parties and things like that couldn't happen. So people put signs in their yard so others in their neighborhood would know what was happening as a celebration at that house. So if you need die-cut signs, Sticker U has them. It's promo at stickeru.com. And the thing about them is Sticker U will do as little as one sign. Another way to make decision makers is I've talked to you about selling the uniform market. Every bars need uniforms, as do restaurants. There are all the people that are needed in a restaurant: servers, bussers, back waiter, bartenders, cashiers. They all have uniforms. Go call on restaurants and bars that you frequent. You go up somewhere and have a drink for happy hour, then see if the manager's there and just say, you know what? I'm sitting here. This is what I do. Could I talk to you about uniforms at a time? Not right then, but come back and do it. Few distributors spend time calling on uniform markets. I don't think we're going to talk about uniforms anymore in this presentation, but I wanted to point out that selling them to bars and restaurants is a great way to meet decision makers. Now, I'm going to talk about visiting these shows in January. Orlando comes up, there's a Las Vegas show, and then ASI Fort Worth is, I think, the first week in February or the last week in January. When you go there, don't go and talk to suppliers about giving you a cheaper price. I've already talked to you about David Blaze being able to help you with that with his Smart EQP program. When you go to the show, you've got David taking care of your pricing for us. You go up to the suppliers and say, what have you got which is new? And I know that most distributors don't do that, because at the ASI show in Chicago, 15 out of 20 distributors I talked to in the Gempire booth while I was helping Harvey Mackler, they didn't come up and ask him about what programs he had. They wanted to know what pricing they'd give them, which is a very big error, because if you were worried about prices, you would have not learned about his lapel pin hat program. You sell 100 hats for Harvey, he'll do 100 lapel pins for you for free. He's not going to do 100 lapel pins for you for free unless you sell the hats. People will email Harvey and say, oh, I want my 100 lapel pins for free. Well, that's not how it works. But you talk about a cross sell or something neat, you go and call on somebody and they say, oh, well, I can get the caps cheaper. You can say, well, you know what? Why don't we embellish them by doing some lapel pins for you for no cost? And you can put those on the bill or on the body of the cap. And in fact, the lapel pins don't even have to be from the same logo. Gempire's got this. Point being, learn about programs, not about cheaper pricing. If you get ready to expand your business, talk to David. He has got some programs, total market domination. And when you're ready to expand and go for salespeople or people to help you, he's got a promo sales hiring guide. Email him at david@smarteqp.com. He's got another email address, but I don't want to confuse you. So we're using that one email address for you to talk to him about his EQP program and about these programs he has, which will help you expand your business. Now, difficult times, you need to sell more orders, be able to do orders quickly. That means next day, 2 days, 3 days. Snugs has a great program of one-day products called their Zip It program. They've got like 300 or 400 products that can be done in 1 day. Thermos products are on there, lanyards. They've got some great drinkware. They've got hand sanitizer. Go look at the Zip It products at Snugzy USA. They will get you out of jams, and when other distributors can't sell orders, you can. Innovation Line has got 100 plus products. Chris Hodge is my friend who runs that company. He is a stand-up guy just like Harvey Mackler. Innovation Line's got 105 products that ship in 24 hours. So when your customer says, well, I need this item in 8 days, this is what I want, just say, you know what, that's going to be problematic. These I can guarantee you'll get in 2 days. Don't make me go for something that's going to put our order on, take it longer to do. Show people products that you know you can get. Snugs has got a good selection of them, and so does Innovation Line on their turbo service. Now, fast suppliers make you a hero with customers. Just like I've talked about these 24 and 48-hour shipping things, Sticker U has they have tattoos, they have stickers, labels, they have iron-ons. You need iron-ons for t-shirts. They have pouches that you can put products in, and they sell any kind of decal that you would like to have. Great provider, a great supplier, and remember, with Sticker U, all you have to do is buy one, and there's a 15% off an order coupon for Sticker U. They will be the sticker company that you will use forever. I've worked with them since they started 3 years ago. They've come a long way, and they really do a great job. Now, selling for suppliers and stocked inventories, Makana has great drinkware products. there's a real shortage on these can holders and these wraps, but Makana line has those. So if you're looking for quick products that are for beverages like can wraps or these slap and wraps, Makana line, I know the people that own that supplier, they are top flight. Now let's talk about some suppliers with hard to find 2022 printed catalogs. Edwards, who I've talked about, they have them. B. Guerin at edwardsgarment.com. Trainer, I talked to you about Trainer, about those coffee wraps. Trainer also has a full line of hospitality products that you can sell to food trucks. They have napkins, cups, anything for any type party that you would need. Trainer was the second supplier I sold an order for way back in 1985. Janelle M. at trainergraphics.com for their catalogs. And I've talked to you about logo mats, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. These are suppliers you can email and they can send you hard copies of catalogs. A lot of suppliers don't have them. Now, I've talked to you about David Blaze before. He and I have just built a new promo sales training group. If you'd like to have an invite to our training group, it's Don at sellpromoproducts.com. Our group is different than the other ones that are on Facebook. They have a lot of complainers on those chat sites that rag about suppliers. They feel sorry for themselves. Our group is not that way. No complaining. It's all positive. And David and I will teach you how to sell promotional products better and in a positive way. So if you'd like to have that invite to our group, you can email me and I'll be happy to send it right on for you. Now, we're almost finished here, but stay with me on this. When I talked about making money at places where you pay money, like selling those uniforms to restaurants and to bars, well, there's your coffee place I talked to you about. I know they have mats. You go to a diner, bakery, or a bar you like, they're going to have a mat. You have loved ones or friends in the hospital. I used to do a lot of mats for hospitals when you're there visiting them. Go talk to materials management. They'll be a little bit easier to get into than marketing. They would probably be the mat buyer from the hospital. And I've done a lot of mats for retirement homes. I got my ex-wife's mother, Dorothy, went into a retirement home, Parkwood, out in Bedford. We went out and moved Dorothy in. I chatted up the manager of the property, ended up selling them mats. They ended up having 22 properties, and I believe I ended up selling mats for 10 of those properties just because my wife's mother lived there. They had a hard time getting away from me because we were giving them money. Call on people that you give money to instead of being a street seller. And there's a great logo mats coupon on the screen. And the trade out with your vet. I talk about this all the time. I've done a trade out with my vet for Betty and Gracie, my two older dogs. They both passed away at 14 last year. But you know what? I was doing mats, I was doing bags, all kinds of things for my vet, my products for theirs. So if I was making 45% on my order, at least I was saving money on my vet services. Now, vets need mats to keep their offices clean. The point being is after 14 years, my vet wanted to buy some bags, and I just emailed him and I said, I got to be honest with you, I don't have anything to trade anymore. Betty and Gracie, you've put both of them down. You know that I don't have anything to trade. They said, Don, you've done such a good job. You just can send us a bill. And I've done 8 orders for that vet. Ever since, I was able to turn them from trade out to a paying customer. You can do the same thing. Now, here are all the email addresses for everything that I've talked about in the presentation, like the cloth promotion samples, Tyler.R at cloth promotions, B. Guerin at Edwards Garment. If you want some umbrella samples, you can get those from Southern Plus, Sticker U. You know, I talked to you about the award flags from Burlacamp. There are all the email addresses from everybody that I've talked to. And if you'd like to have a replay of this webinar and the Facebook training page link, if you will email me at don@sellpromoproducts.com. As soon as I get the webinar downloaded and cleaned up, I will have the YouTube link I can send you. You can watch the webinar again. And if you'd like to have that Facebook training page, love for you to be part of what we're doing, and we could all share ideas. It's Don at sellpromoproducts.com. And I want to thank everybody for turning out today. And please remember, and email Tiffany Tar at distributorcentral.com if you've got any questions about her service, or you can email me. I can email you back. And all I can say is I want you to have a great holiday season, and I would love to see any of you in Orlando or at PPAI Vegas. I'm going to go. I always learn things from others, and I hope that Tiffany and I have been able to help you today. And all I can say is I really appreciate you turning in, and I hope your holiday season is great. Thanks for listening.